Okay, actually, I lied. There's one more topic that we need to talk about the race, which is Alex Albon.
Yes, good, good. I'm happy you brought it up because I
Yes.
was gonna bring it up if you weren't.
Yeah, no, Alex Albon. This is the Albon hour.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're giving him an hour because I've always, since he joined, I've always believed that like he's actually really good. Like he's actually a very fast driver. And
He was just never given the chance to develop.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And I feel like he understands cars really well. Like he's very well taking. Like I think being in Williams is the perfect spot for him at the moment because he obviously, they prefer Perez on Red Bull, which is understandable. But I think now he can help with the development of the car of the Williams at the moment and still show how good he is. Because I think that's his strong forte. He's really good at understanding the car. He's very organized. He thinks about it really well. And, from the few snippets that I've seen in Drive to Survive, he really understands well, like what is going on in the car, so he can really help the team. And it's paying off. I think he's got a good car. And this race was really good for him. I thought it was like a really good performance. One of the best ones of everybody on this weekend was just Albon being there out of nowhere. With like he carried those tires for like
The whole race.
50, yeah, like from beginning to finish. And he kept it up the pace. Like, like other people like Alonso or like Ocon or other people that or Magnussen, they couldn't do that even with
Yeah.
the same
With
tires
the safety cars and
and all of those things. Yeah. And Albon never pit, but he still stayed there reliably making time, holding Ocon behind even after the safety car restart. And kept the position, and ultimately it got him a point. It's like it took George like 2 or 3 years to get that point for him. But Albon literally just like on like his third weekend on Williams. I mean, I think it's very impressive. It's very impressive that he managed to do that with such a like risky strategy, you could say, or like such a bold strategy. But it paid off. I mean, and you need a good driver to be able to deliver on those things. It's something like maybe a Hamilton would have done, back in the day, um, if he was in a worse car or something. So yeah, no, very very good, very good performance for him. Very happy that he was able to get that last point. Um, so yeah,
you
that's
can
me.
like contrast him to like Latifi as well. Like
Oh yeah,
I'm just a very big critic of Latifi. I think like he's the
yeah.
one driver this year that needs to
Needs
eventually
to
leave Formula One.
yeah make a
Um,
little way.
I think every year there's like a one that's like just leave. We don't need you here. For me, last year it was Giovinazzi,
Giovinazzi, yeah.
uh, and Giovinazzi over Latifi. Obviously, and my reasoning for Giovinazzi was like the same thing. Like Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen were together in Ferrari,
Mhm.
and then Vettel was like you could tell Vettel is better than Kimi.
Yeah,
Like the whole time that they were teammates in Ferrari, like Vettel was just the guy. It's like he's the one
racing
that's
Kimi.
gonna win us the championship. Kimi was solid, but not better than Vettel.
Hmm.
Then Kimi goes to Alpha, and then Charles Leclerc comes into Ferrari,
Yeah,
and then Charles, you can tell he's definitely better than Vettel, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
And then like you have Charles better than Vettel, Vettel better than Kimi, and then when they're in Alfa Romeo, Kimi and Giovinazzi, Kimi is beating Giovinazzi every single weekend,
and the guy,
every single weekend. So like
and
you can't tell me that like
that
the
is
guy is
better. Yeah,
yeah the guy is younger, supposed to be hungrier and faster
yeah,
because he has like better reflexes and like just like the hunger for wins, but he just never did anything on that Alfa Romeo.
yeah.
So
Plus, I mean, plus Kimi was like halfway retired, like halfway. Like the guy wasn't even paying attention. Like a lot of times, he like literally would just be like looking at his phone and crashing like into like the back of people. Uh, but no, no, like actually Kimi like just like really random incidents where like he wasn't looking ahead, and he would like crash out, and he was still beating Giovinazzi. He was still going faster.
yep.
So yeah, it was unfortunate for Giovinazzi. What is interesting is that Bottas came in, and I think now you can see the true pace of the Alphas. Because last
Yeah.
year you couldn't see it because Kimi wasn't trying and you had Giovinazzi. But now that this guy is there, It's like, damn, like those cars actually were competitive all along. Back in the days of Leclerc was making it competitive too.
Yeah.
They're back to getting like consistent points, which is good. It's like,
Yes.
and it speaks well of Bottas as well. Bottas always been fast. He just
Yeah.
wasn't as fast as Hamilton.
I I think Bottas has always been fast. I think the issue with Bottas is his racecraft is not very good.
Yeah, and his
He
defending is
he
very
he
weak.
cannot overtake all that well, and he definitely cannot defend.
Yeah,
So it's like he can be really fast, but then when there's a car in front or behind him, it like
when it
now all
when
of
it
a sudden
matters,
it's an
you
issue.
can't.
Yeah.
And this is something that like Hamilton, that like you need to be the world champion. Like everybody always says, like Hamilton was very uh like, oh, he's just in the best car, whatever, right? But when the moments came, Hamilton had to deliver, and he did it. He needed to, like Brazil last year was a beautiful example of that, where he like went from 20 to first. Nobody else could have done it. No,
Yep.
no, no. There, like that was like literally the drive of a champion, like Bottas said. Like that's right there is what you need. And unfortunately, Bottas just didn't have that. Like, I mean, like, there were times where like he was supposed to try to overtake somebody, couldn't overtake even guys in the midfield.
Yep.
Many times, like he would be stuck at ninth or eighth for like many more laps than like Hamilton would have taken. So that was his issue. But yes, he's always been fast. He's always been kind of consistent. Maybe not as much as like a Carlos Sainz, but he's always like finishes races. He doesn't crash a lot.
Mhm.
So yeah, and it's good to see him
Yep.
on a competitive car that he's working for.
However, coming back into topic, this was the Alex Albon hour.
Well, we try, but
It's like the contrast also with it's okay. The
yeah.
contrast with Latifi is that I think like I'm sorry about Latifi, you needs to get out.
I think, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. He's like a second behind Albon. Like in every race, he's last. He's on Williams and he's like providing them funding, but I don't know if you need that. And I think this year has been so costly for Williams already that it's like breaking even maybe on Latifi. So no, I think it is time for Latifi to move on. He had a good shot, a good couple of years, 3 years in Formula One. It's not, a lot of people. I mean, it happens that you just come in one year, like Mazepin, and then you go out the next. He had
Yep.
three good years, good fun. He was never gonna be a world champion. He was never gonna be anything more than a Williams driver, in my opinion.
Yep.
Uh, so he did his stint. We can let a new generation. There's plenty of good drivers out there still. So,
Yeah.
and new rookies.
Okay.